As Lynn and I are approaching this Christmas Day, we it's not clear that we're going to be able to celebrate Christmas as we usually do with our two sons, their wives, and now we have this beautiful little grandson whose name is Levi. Uh, Usually we gather in our living room at our home and have a great celebration. We go to our Christmas Eve uh, event, the candle lighting and communion at our church. Come home, eat together, and then open presents and just be with each other. But because of the pandemic, it's just not obvious that we're going to be able to do that. In fact, we're planning now not to be able to have the kind of celebration that we would like. I know we can always do a Zoom call, that's as good as that is, and it's better than a phone call in my mind. So I'm thankful for that capability. But but a Zoom call is not the same as having our sons and their wives and our grandson here with us. It's better to have them with us than not with us. Now, for people who believe in God, uh, their experience of God can be, and often I find, is that God exists, but God is not with us in some meaningful sense in terms of our experience. The amazing reality of Christmas, however, is that God has come to be with us, with you, with me. We see this promise in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, which reads this: Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call him Immanuel. Now, that name, that title, Immanuel, is very important. We understand what it means when we read Matthew chapter 1, verse 22, which says this: All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Immanuel, which means God with us. So there's Matthew quoting from the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, St. Augustine wrote that Isaiah contains more prophecies of Christ and of the church than all the other prophets. Over time, Isaiah has this soaring language and unforgettable imagery that was woven into the tapestry of Christian worship, Christian life, and Christian thinking. The book of Isaiah, in terms of prophesying the birth of the Christ, Isaiah has been referred to as the fifth gospel, especially really Isaiah chapter 53. And if you're interested in that, the best book to read is this one called The Gospel According to Isaiah 53. And you see the subtitle, Encountering the Suffering Servant in Jewish and Christian Theology. It's a series of great scholarly essays on the fifth gospel, which is Isaiah chapter 53. One of the articles in that book is by the great messianic biblical scholar Michael Brown. And Michael says this: Immanuel in Matthew 1:22 means God with us. This term Immanuel is unique to Isaiah. Brown says it's a name found nowhere else in the Bible or in the ancient Near East. Brown says, so we ask again, who was this Immanuel? Well, he was a king promised to the line or lineage of David with an important symbolic name, Immanuel, whose birth would serve as a divine sign. A sign of what? A sign that God has come to be with us. Not just as a theory, but in our experience, in our in encounters, and the availability and access to the presence of God now So today, as you and I approach this Christmas, think about the God who loved us so much that he came to be with us, and with you.